This is a message, a testimonial for Dan, Cameraman Dan. I met Dan about 8 years ago, I think it is now, and we met because we had mutual friends who are in the same industry, and it was very apparent to me very quickly that Dan was a very heart-centered person, a very giving person, and Dan was very quick to offer his services to me just out of the goodness of his own heart, just to build a connection and show how generous he is. And that kind of generosity of spirit I really resonated with, connected with, and obviously I really wanted to do work with someone like that. And so we did, and Dan followed me around, and he filmed a couple of my talks and some stuff live on the streets. And it was brilliant. Dan's very professional, very trustworthy, very kind, generous, and you can't go wrong, really. And not just that, but I think any good professional, building a professional relationship with someone isn't just about coming in, doing a job and then leaving it there. It's also about, developing and fostering and cultivating a friendship, which is what Dan does. Not just with me, but I'm sure a lot of the people that he works with. People see Dan as not just a cameraman, not just a director, producer, but someone that they can trust. And, I remember when I started my business, I would just called Dan and would talk for about 3 hours, and Dan didn't want to put the phone down. He was just helping me unconditionally, and I think that's a good word to describe Dan. He's very unconditional. Obviously, he does. He is professional, and he deserves to be paid. But the way that his ethos is very giving, and I like to think that I kind of had the same sort of mentality back with Dan, and I think that's how our relationship worked. We're very much open door, call me anytime, and mi casa es su casa. I'll help you, you help me. And so Dan, that's why I'm still in contact with Dan years after we first met, and that's why I still want to any work that I have, I want to put it Dan's way. And if you get the chance to meet Dan, then I'm pretty confident you'll feel exactly the same as well. So that's the main ones with Dan. Dan's very entrepreneurial. He's actually doing his. He likes to set himself personal challenges, and he's setting himself the personal challenge of being a bodybuilder and going into a competition, which I think is brilliant. He really puts himself out there. He was on like the Darren Brown show. Conquering his fears. So this guy is really into personal development. Really likes pushing outside his comfort zone, and he's just a really good guy to work with. So I think any more than that, and I think I'm going to be it's not going to be authentic anymore. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Just in summary, kind-hearted, unconditional, loving, generous person who does a great job, and when he comes and film, he's on time, he's always early. He does his job really well. He puts a lot of attention into it, and when it comes to filming, it's very easy to slack off and not pan across the room when people are there. But he was, his attention was absolutely 100%, for the whole hour when I did a talk, and he's just a really great person to work with, and I'm very professional. So love you, Dan, and anyone that works with Dan or knows Dan will probably say exactly the same thing as me. And I highly implore anyone that's listening to this to work with him. So there you go, from the heart. That's me, from John Cooper. Thank you very much. Cheers.